Hey, welcome back to another edition of Forex Tech Magazine. It's your host, Lewis. And before we get into this, I want to put out the disclaimer real quick. Disclaimer goes a little something like this. Any and all information given by Forex Tech Magazine should be considered to be educational and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we give to you should be considered to be actual financial advice. If you're in need or you're seeking financial advice, then our suggestion to you would be to seek out the assistance of a licensed financial advisor. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into what you came here for, which is to look at some trades. So let me get out of here. It's showing what you came here for. Let's get into here. All right, so this right here is a Great Britain pound, a zillion dollar, and this is a trade that we were in several days ago, and we got out with a profit. But let's go back and look at this, and let's kind of talk about this a little bit because I had spoke on this briefly a few days ago, right when I got out of this, and I was looking at it again last night. This right here is the daily chart, and as you can see, this pattern is definitely a downward move, right? But now, if you notice here, we had a pullback in the market. Now, the question we got to ask ourselves, is this a legitimate pullback or is this a potential U-turn in the market? And as I discussed earlier, typically towards the beginning of the year, what you start to see is price doing a reversal or is hitting its low or its high point to a midpoint in the year to probably about April or May, right? And so this very well could be the rise of the Great Britain pound going into 2019 and taking us all the way up into April or May of next year. Or this could just be another little pullback momentarily, right, before price makes a descension down. Now, we're coming up on this resistance / support. And the reason why I say that is because here it acted as support and then here it acted as resistance. So this right here is a significant line, right? And so the question is going to be over the next 24, 48, once price makes its connection here, will it then proceed to move forward, continue up, or will price U-turn and then proceed back down to lower levels of support? If it proceeds up, right, if it breaks up, pulls back, and then continues up again, then you could very well have a reversal, right? Because it broke this high. If it proceeds down, then we'll look for it to break this low before you consider it to continuation of this already downward movement. Now, the other thing we will look at too is that once it hits up to this resistance. And if it does start to break back down, then we're going to be looking for our take profit to be somewhere in here, right? So what we look to do is look to maybe put our stop loss a little bit above this, the U-turn over here, above the resistance line, and then look to take our profit somewhere here, maybe a little bit before we get to that area of support. So right now, this right here, it's kind of in limbo. I'm going to let it go ahead and play on out. Not anything that we want to actually participate in. Definitely don't want to go in and trying to buy because there's not that much room for profit. And then we have to put our stop loss way back here somewhere. So you have a greater risk than reward ratio, which that's not good. So for this particular one here, recommendation would be to sit out for a little bit. Like I said, even when this right here first occurred, the idea or the thought process was, well, it's hitting this level of support, but the question was it going to continue down below this level of support and do a continuation, or was it going to pull back up? Didn't really know, but now as you can see, this was the candlestick as far as yesterday, and this right here was the candlestick that formed today, which gave confirmation that this thing is pushing up. Wasn't a lot of room to play with, but hey, sometimes you can get in there and you can get some really good moves, and sometimes not so much. This right here was a not so much moment. This right here is the Great Britain pound, Canadian dollar. This is actually the one I'm in right now. So suffice to say, definitely interested in this one. As you can see, prices have been moving sideways. And what we did here is went in and purchased because we saw that price had went down and we traced this price went down and broke below this support. But then it came back up and it closed above the support and then it started to push up even higher. So we put our stop loss, put our buy entry here. It was triggered, and now price has stalled. Right, the price was going up, and now all of a sudden it stalled out, and so we're here. But I'm not too worried about it. Looks like we're in good shape here. If you look here earlier today, we had a really big sell-off, which is incredible. So here's where our entry price was at. This is on Thursday. Excuse me. This is our entry price. Price pulled up. Price went up. It's moving really good, all right? And then we had this huge sell-off, right? Which I was like, wow, what in the world is going on? But, one thing that I'm proud of, I'm really happy about it, if you notice, price adhered to this support line here, right? It's been support in the past, and it's continued support now, right? This is before we actually got into this particular trade. Right, price went up. Price hit the support line again and went up. Comes back down again. It's going back up. And this is kind of where we're at right now. Right? So right now we currently have 32.4 pip loss, and that is for $254, $56 or whatever. Right? No big deal. Do expect this thing to turn and keep going up, but we'll see, and we'll keep checking back on this as the night progresses and see where we at before we get out of here on this trading session. That's a Great Britain pound, Canadian dollar. Let's look at the Great Britain pound, Japanese yen. Looks like it's kind of forming up the same thing, right? It's hitting this level of support. Price moves up, price going back down. Price is bouncing up off the support. With this particular pair, would I trade? Would I do anything? Yeah. Honestly, of course, if you're looking to buy, but once again, because it's such a manipulated pair, I don't know that I would. But right here, area of support. As you can see before in the past, it has fell significantly below that level of support. So if you're going to buy right now, be extremely careful, extremely cautious. And probably if I was going to buy, I'd wait till I get some type of confirmation candlesticks, or even really wait for the price to come to me. What I mean by that is, instead of trying to time in and get here or something like that, you may put your buy entry up here above a swing high. And in that way, if price really is moving up, it's going to have some momentum behind it. And it's going to have to break through that swing high anyway to get to the next level. So therefore, if you already kind of got it set in place, right, it passes through that gate that you set up, right, you make money on its way up, right, and then put in your stop loss probably a little bit like here, right. So that way you got your protection in place. That's the way I would trade it. Try to trade as much as possible with the market coming towards you, and not just kind of getting in where the market is currently sitting. Unless, of course, where the market's currently sitting is like a massive bull move up. Then there's a difference, okay? Let's look at this one here, which is the Great Britain pound, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar. Once again, prices are in a downward move. Now all of a sudden you see the last 2 days and counting today, prices moving up. This could be considered to be a double bottom, Here's a low, here's a low. And then of course, here's the middle part. Now, won't necessarily be a buy until it breaks this barrier here, right? If it is a double bottom. And typically double bottoms move pretty aggressively towards the upside. And that's the reason why there's such a highly sought after, highly favorable trading pattern, right? Because who wouldn't want to make a ton of money? And once again, it all looks like it's kind of setting up for the Great Britain pound to U-turn, and maybe for the first quarter of the year, people are going to come in and be very optimistic about the chances of this Brexit happening in an orderly fashion and something good coming out of it. You know, it could be that's the reason why we're seeing this. Only to later in the year get that nice little letdown, saying that hey, it didn't happen. Let's try it again. All right. So for this right here, if you did want to get in, maybe an opportunity to get in this morning on this particular pair. And I really won't put too much on this. I mean, you could potentially look to try to do a. This is not a lot of room. You could look to try to get in. If you did, I would look to. Once again, look for your swings, man. If you're gonna get in, look for the swings. You know what I'm saying? And look for the swing lows, look for the swing highs. You know what I'm saying? And just place your entries above those swing highs. Right? Stop loss at swing lows. As it rise up, keep following those swing lows, man. Keep putting those, the stop losses there. Use that some protection. Looks like the red is coming back down. Let's see. This is gonna be one to watch. And if you're having difficulty trading on some of the higher time frames, don't be afraid to switch down. Oops. Don't be afraid to go in and switch down and grab your lower time frame, man. Look at the 10-minute chart. Right? Some people can trade off this pretty good. Some people don't. Some people have problems. If you're one of the ones that have problems, then don't use it. And typically, the people that I find that have problems with trading off of charts are typically people that use too much leverage, right? Trade too aggressively, and price moves against them, and once it moves against them, they get shot. Right? Don't be that guy. Check something here real quick. All right, good deal. Last but not least, Great Britain pound, U.S. dollar. Once again, it's another one we got particular interest in because we have a setup in place that we were looking to trade. This particular pair here looks like it's coming down. So price went up and hit the back of that trend line, and what happens is adhering to it, it's coming back down, went up through it, it came back down, went up through it, it's coming back down. And the question is, will it come back through it again before it goes back down? So you got two things going on here. You got a downward trend line, and plus you got a support / resistance line right there. So it kind of converged right here at this one spot, and it made up a significant amount of resistance for this particular pair. And as you see, it hasn't crossed it, hasn't dared cross it yet. The question would be, however, going forward, can it and will it? There's definitely a possibility for it too. And once again, remember what we're trying to do is we're not trying to necessarily come right here and get price to pull up over this high, right? we want to do is look at when price crosses outside of this downward trend line um, for it then to go up and hit this take profit. Just because it's done it multiple times before in the past. Right? And we just want to be able to capitalize on that when it occurs again this time. All right, so that's it for now. Looks like this thing is really aggressively going down. This is the £1 Canadian dollar. Looks like we're getting a good sell-off on this. Looks like we're coming back down to our level of support. Hopefully this level of support will hold. And then, proceed to move back up again. We'll see. It's already done it a couple of times. But there's no guarantee that it will continue to repeat. So you just got to keep an eye on it and see what happens. If not, here goes our stop loss here. That's what it's in place for, to protect us if price is moving against us. But I think we should be okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for me tonight. I'm sorry this is a really quick one, but it's quick because there's really no need to be here. Hope you have a good weekend. Today is Friday, the 14th, and I will see you again early Monday morning. All right. Anyway, take care. God bless, and talk to you soon.